Hey, what's up guys? Bajheera here. Got another gym video for you guys. This one's gonna be a volume heavy leg workout that I did. And if you guys notice a little bit of a difference in the camera quality, it's because I got a new camera. So hopefully this looks good. I haven't really played around with the settings very much. I kind of just plopped it down and started to do my squats because I didn't really want to mess with the camera that much. It's leg day, man. I got to get to work. So what we're doing in this leg day is what I normally do, which is start with quite a few warm-up sets. I do body weight squats, then I do a few with just the bar, then I do a few with just 135, then we get into 185, 205, 225, I think it's 235, 245, then 275, then 295, 315, and 335 was this workout for today. And that's a lot of numbers just in general, but I'm doing 2 sets at each weight bracket generally. And I know that's a lot of volume, but that is my focus. I feel like a lot of people ask me if I've ever just gone for like a warm-up and then max kind of effort. I don't usually do that. Partially because my main goal is to grow, and I feel like I get the most activation and the most growth when I put in a lot of volume. That being said, I still do enjoy seeing the weight that I'm lifting increase over time. So even at the end of my workouts, after doing tons and tons of volume, I still try to get a few heavy sets in. You know, a few heavy doubles, triples, maybe even just singles right there at the end like I do today. And that's been helping me out too. So encouraging myself to go after the heavyweight while focusing primarily on getting good quality reps in the sort of moderate weight range is good for me. I think I get most of my work done on leg days now. You know, it used to be more like an 8 to 12 sort of thing, and that might still be the case. But I think that my favorite rep range now is more like a 5 to 8, because that's when the weight really starts to get challenging. For me, I think I was doing sets of 5 with 275 today, and then repping 225 for sets of 8. Now, I used to do 225, or used to be able to do 225 for like 15. So I'm wondering if we're going to be able to get back to that shape. But fortunately, for the most part, I think that my strength that I had over the wintertime, I'm getting back to that just about. But that's eating a lot less food. During the wintertime, I was eating like crazy. So I was in a huge surplus and I was able to get real strong. But now I'm not eating in quite as much of a surplus. I'm eating around 3,000 calories a day. I think my macros, just off the top of my head, are like 300 carb, like 70 fat, I think, and like 260 protein. So around 3K calories total. Not trying to go into like a full-on massive surplus bulk. Just kind of trying to hold it steady and see if I can stabilize and go from there. But my training is going good. I feel like I've had a breakthrough with my leg training. It was pretty weak sauce there for a little while. I got real strong over the winter. And then I took some time easy, not really off, just easy, for like 1 month in the wintertime. And I feel like I've had to build back up since then. But that may have been partially a mental block too. There's a couple things actually. Because I just decided that I was going to lift some heavy weight like a month ago. And I've been having really good workouts since. So that's good. The other thing is I've been dividing up my stream schedule differently. I've been streaming for like 3 hours in the morning, 3 or 4 tops, instead of like 6 to 8 hours and then trying to go to the gym. That helps my energy a lot at the gym. So I've been restructuring my days to be effective in everything that I want to do with editing time, streaming time, but also making sure that I prioritize my workouts and having good energy for my workouts. And that's been helping me out a lot. So my training's been the best that it has been in months this month. I've been feeling really good. I've actually been hitting not necessarily maxes, overall like all-time maxes, but I've been hitting sort of like recent maxes, right? Like I haven't lifted this much weight on, well, this much weight right here in the video. I definitely lifted 225, but I haven't lifted as much as I'm lifting near the end of my workouts in a long time. And in terms of all-time maxes, I did actually hit an all-time PR on bench press. I bench pressed 320 pounds for just 1 good solid rep, which is good. That's the most I've ever done. Before that was 315, but I was feeling good on that particular bench day and I went for it. And you know, it feels good to get stronger. Like I said, my focus is always on volume and getting good quality reps. The time under tension is important to me, but when I'm feeling strong, like in times like this, I don't really hesitate to go ahead and really try to crank out some reps. You know, if I'm not really going super slow and controlled, that's okay. I mean, controlled as in continue to use good form so to hurt myself, yes, but controlled as in like, you know, making sure I take a full pause at the top of my rep. Like you can see here, I'm not really fully extending it like right there. Not every single rep. Near the end of my sets when I start to take a breath in between, I'll do that. But for some of them, if I can just crank them out, I will. Just pound some reps in for like half the set and then do 4 or whatever with the full rest in between. And that's not really like a conscious decision. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do 4 without the full rest, 4 with the rest. No, I'm just going for it, man. And it feels good to have that sort of berserker style where you just hammer out sets with weight that is maybe just a teeny bit heavier than if you were gonna do the full, like, contract, hold for a second, slow 2-second stretch on the muscle, and then contract again. I'm not really doing that. I'm just trying to lift some weight that's challenging for me. But one of the fun things about the way I train is I don't have like a coach or anything. I'm really very much in control of how I train, and by training off of feel, I think that allows me to always at least have fun with my workouts. And if you're having fun training, if you're feeling motivated, if you're having good workouts, then that's a good place to be. And if ever you get into a situation where you're feeling like you've stagnated or your workouts are stale or whatever, sometimes it's a matter of just grinding through, but sometimes it is a matter of switching things up. And in the big view, I really haven't changed very much of anything. I'm still doing my same legs one day, arms and shoulders the next day, back the next day, chest the next day, 4-day rotation. My big training schedule hasn't changed. I'm still doing a lot of the same exercises, but the way that I train, the way that I sort of feel and the way that I approach my training changes. And I think a lot of that does have to do with my food. If I have more food in my system, I'm feeling better. I can go for heavier weight. I can have a little bit more intense training sessions in terms of heavier weight lifting and more explosive training. Whereas when I'm dieting, I tend to end up focusing more on the time and attention, because the heavy weight gets to be a real struggle sometimes with the dieting process. And I think that's one of the things I actually want to change next time around with my diet. I don't want to be lifting heavy weight such that I feel like it's going to hurt me when I'm dieting, because you do feel like a little bit more rickety is the kind of the way I describe it. But I do want to avoid completely shying away from heavy weight. Even if I can't do it for as many reps, I want to keep my body lifting heavy weight if possible. But in general, I do tend to focus on more of a time under tension sort of focus, more of like making sure that the muscle is activated, getting as many muscle fibers activated by doing plenty of reps with time under tension, rather than trying to recruit all my muscle fibers all at the same time with these heavier, more intense lifts. But that's the thing for me, is like I said, you got to go with the flow. You got to see how you're feeling. If you feel like lifting intense that day, go for it. If you feel like backing off and focusing more on the stretch and squeeze mechanics of your lifting, go for it. I mean, keep things fun for yourself. Keep your own self, keep your own mind and body engaged in your training, because that's what's going to make it fun. That's what's going to make it consistent for you, and that's what's going to keep you motivated. At least that's what keeps me motivated. So speaking of motivation, here is where I'm getting to the point where things are starting to get a little bit heavy. But fortunately for me, I do like to take a long warm-up, and that long warm-up not only helps get my body ready, so my knees aren't hurting, my legs are feeling good, and my core, I got a really good practice keeping my core really tight for these. I got my form right. And at that point, my mental focus, my mental motivation, my intensity is definitely locked in as well. I'm completely warmed up and ready to rock. So my camera battery, because I hadn't fully charged it, actually got tired before I did doing this workout. So I went ahead and swapped it over to my cell phone camera, which is fine because I can put these on Instagram and Twitter and all that, but it's all good. So anyway, I did 295 for a set of 3 right there. I felt pretty darn good. Then we bumped it up to 315, and 315 for a long time, if you guys remember, was my max squat ever. And now I'm able to do it for a double after doing 100 billion other sets with pretty significant weight. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I think my squat is definitely going to continue to increase as long as I play it smart. I don't need to go for max efforts every 4 days. I think I'll just have to use some discipline and do some grinding out days versus strength days. I mean, that's the thing people do, hypertrophy versus, heavy days, and that's fine. I don't usually take a deload day. Maybe I'll have to do that eventually, but we'll see. Regardless, training's going well. I'm feeling good. Hopefully you guys are too. Let me know what you guys think of the new camera. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!